Hey guys, it's Bella, or as you may know me as Bella Freestyle. Today we're going to be learning 2.5 hook. This is what it looks like. And before we get started today, I'll be using the Monster R-Type by Yo-Yo Factory. There's some really cool colors in this yo-yo, so if you guys want to go check it out, there will be a link in the description box below. I'll say get a yo-yo here, and you can find that. So in this video, I will be using an unresponsive yo-yo. So it's the ones that do not come up to you with a tug, and these are more of the professional yo-yos where you can do some crazy tricks like these that a normal yo-yo would not let you do. Now to get started, I would recommend learning 1.0 or Hinamasa hook and 1.5 hook so that you guys know about hooks and know how it lands, just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so now to actually start learning it. So what you want to do is you want to throw a breakaway, and to get started you just want to whip around both of your hands just like this with your pointer fingers out. So you want to whip like you would be doing a normal hook, and you want to keep your pointer fingers out like this and preferably close together. So you want to whip it around and just let it go over both of your hands like this. So it's like you were doing a 1.5 or 1.5, but you're just letting it go around both of your hands just like that. Now from there, when you're like this, what you can practice doing is actually doing a 1.5 hook, but from here. So because this is just around your hands, and when you do a 1.5 hook from here, it lands into a 2.5 like that. So what helped me get from the 2.0, which is like this, to the 2.5 was thinking of it as another 1.5 after that, because what I learned for the 2.0 was going like this and just landing like that, because that is a 2.0. So if you guys have ever learned 2.0, then you could probably know this trick, or know that secret that can help you get the feeling of it. So that is basically what you're doing, just with 2.5. So instead of landing on this finger, you want to land on the other finger. So just whip over like that. Remember, when it comes over this hand or this finger, just open your finger like that, just like that. Now to actually get the motion of the whole trick together, because after you practice this for a while, if you can actually land it like that, then you're in a really good space to actually try and land it for real. So if I do a slow motion here, you can see that I go like this with my hands, and I also jump. I get on my tippy toes a little bit. So it will help you get the rotation so that when you land it, you have enough time to land it. So to do that, you want to keep your elbows in, touching your rib cage. You want to keep your elbows in, and you want to do tight circles. So you want to do them in synchrony. In sync. There you go. In sync. So you want to rotate them in sync so that they're not like this as you're trying to So, and you also want them to be super controlled. So you don't want you to be because when you do that, your elbows, they move out and it's harder to land. So you're here, and as you whip, so you know how we did this before, and then we go and try and land it. You want to try now, trying to get the string around your hands twice, like this, just like that. So you want to try now to get 2 strings over your hands. So you see how I go 1, 2, and I go 1, 2 like that. So you can even try without the yo-yo. You can just try having your hands out like this and going 1, 2, and you can even go like this. So you see how I move like this? That is the side that the yo-yo is going to land on. So you want to do 1, 2. Just try and do that quick. So 1, 2 like that, and then you add the yo-yo and the string. So 1, 2, and you see how there's 2 strings on my hand like that? That is what you want. So while you're doing this, you're probably like, well, Bella, I'm not landing in anything. I'm really just having the strings over my hands. And that is true. That is true. So what you want to do to fix that is, because of how a hook works, where that loop comes around and lands in there, basically, if like 1.5 hook is such a good example of how to do this trick, because you can see how the string comes around. See, that's a good slow motion clip. I'm gonna put that in slow motion so you guys can see that. Now you saw how in slow motion those two strings whipped around and landed in that yo-yo, or in the yo-yo. So that is what is going to happen. So you're going to go over 1, 2, and as you go, you can see the two strings coming above above your hand and whipping around. And sometimes they'll slap back because there's not enough string to do it. So like, just like that. I'll put it in slow motion sideways too, so you guys can see. So I put some pointers on the screen so that you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about. That is how it lands. So when you're going around, 1, 2, and if you guys can get the two loops, two strings on your hands, then you guys will be golden, because that is very close to it. That is another tip for actually landing it, is just make sure your hands are a little offset, just like that. And with the fingers and the finger placement also comes the jumping or the tippy toes part that I do. So, or what most of the people do to get like higher hooks and stuff, they will squat down to begin with and then start, because as you're on your tippy toes, it gives you time to land it. And again, the biggest part of this is practice. So I had a hard time learning this hook because it's definitely harder than 1.0, 1.5, or even 2.0, because it definitely takes a lot more out of you to practice, and it takes more whips and it takes more coordination. So just make sure you practice and practice each step very like a lot, to where you get it without even missing it. So like if you guys can get this like 5, 6 times in a row, then you can try to do the real thing. So like I said, 2.5 is kind of that hook that when you learn it, it makes sense to do like 3.0 and 3.5, because you know the steps on how to get more whips. So like if you were to do 3.5, you could whip around like 1, you could whip around like again, and then you try and whip around like that and land in the 3.5. So like that's how you kind of break it down. And so 2.5 helps learn how to break it down, so you can break down even crazier hooks and more advanced ones. There you guys go. So that is how to do 2.5 hook. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to get notified when I post. And if you guys do end up learning this trick or need any tips, make sure you DM me and tag me on Instagram. Tag me if you land it, and DM me if you guys need any help, because I am happy to help you guys with tips or anything that you guys need. So yeah, but if you guys need a yo-yo, go to the link in the description box below. It'll say get a yo-yo here, and that is where you can get all the yo-yos that I use, and including this one, which is really cool. And yeah, but in the meantime, keep freestyling. Peace.